Hi, I'm Gopal Kamath. I'm the founder of Getyourrestaurant.com, and today I'm going to talk about locations for your restaurant. Location, as I told you earlier, is one of the most important aspect of a restaurant, and if you don't get the locations right, it can really be a disastrous effect for your restaurant. So make sure you have that dialed in. Make sure you have that in your head that you have to start from a winning location and you have to set up a concept which is coordinating with that kind of an location. So I have given you a couple of locations, written a couple of locations for you on this whiteboard, starting from offices. So offices and general government offices, private offices or corporates kind of a location is ideally suitable for a couple of concepts. Now, if you ask me about a specific hardcore location like of an office, where there are a lot of offices of multinational companies, of companies which have hundreds of people, then I think specifically a fine dine restaurant with a bar can work there, a fine dine restaurant can work there, a normal restaurant can work there, because there are a lot of people who are from different categories working there in the workforce. There are vice president level, there is middle level, there are peon level. So a normal kind of an Udupi restaurant can also work in office kind of an area. What will not work hardcorely in an office kind of an area? I think if it is a laid back kind of an cafe, it might not work in an office kind of an area, because mostly the people are in and out of their offices, they are there. Yeah, a lounge bar can work, because then people after a heavy day of work, they generally tend to chill out. You know, you can they like to have a beer, just relax and then head back to home. So a cafe might not work there, or a fast food might not. Fast food can work actually, because then the people who want to have a quick grab, quick bite will rather expect that to there. But then in an office area, the timing of the business is pretty limited. In the breakfast, in the lunch and in the evening. During the middle time, there is a little bit of low kind of a thing, because people are really working. So make sure you have that in mind. The second type of an location is the residential location. This is the hardcore residential area where there are a lot of cooperative housing societies, a lot of flat systems, apartments, or people who are staying there. In this kind of an area, a takeaway will work very nice. A takeaway will of course work in the offices also, but then when there are people staying there, some or the other time they call on the phone or they order online for their food in their house. So a takeaway will work. A takeaway come restaurant will of course work. A fine dine restaurant will work. A bar will also work, but then I think a hardcore bar in a residential area will work more during weekends, because during weekdays I think people are pretty tied up. They are in their own kind of an working atmosphere. So I don't think they'll have that kind of a business in the during the weekdays. Weekends generally, when people are in the chill out mood, they will come out, they'll go to the bar, lounge and enjoy in a residential area. So a fine dine restaurant will work very well here. Fine dine restaurant added with a exceptionally well of home delivery system will work like bonkers in a residential area. The third aspect, the third thing which is there is the college area. Colleges or schools. Schools mostly above 7th, 8th or 10th standard, if you know, most of the time the people from the school don't get that kind of an pocket money compared to colleges. But then the colleges, I think the concept of a fast food, a quick bite, a QSR, QSR is basically a quick service restaurant. It stands for quick service restaurant, will work very well in a college kind of an atmosphere. Preferably if the restaurant is exactly opposite a college entrance. So people are coming out, the students or the kids are coming out. So it's like water coming out of an hose pipe. You know, people are just spraying out and they'll come. They're hungry, and colleges generally the people are young. They are generally in the teens, so they require a lot of food too, because they are growing. So it is a hungry crowd, but one point of caution is their budget is pretty limited. Colleges, depends on the college actually, but then most of the colleges, the budget is pretty limited because then they have limited kind of pocket money given by their parents, or and they have a lot of other things also to do. They are on social media, they are yeah, spending on their mobile phone recharge and all that stuff. They have to go to the movies, and so the spending is pretty limited. So you have to make sure that your pricing is at the perfect spot of their affordability. I had set up a restaurant in Chiplun, Ratnagiri. It was called the Foodies Restaurant, which was exactly opposite DBJ College in Chiplun, that is in Ratnagiri, Maharashtra. Beautiful restaurant, but the college had somewhere around 5,000 kids. So we had to price our burgers and our fast food. It was a fast food kind of in concept with pizzas, burgers, shawarma, chicken shawarma and all that stuff. So we had to price it pretty decent, but the volume was pretty high. That restaurant started making somewhere around 35,000 bucks within second month of launch. So this was in 2017. So make sure that you have that in mind while pricing your food in the colleges area. The fourth type of a location which I think is the stations or the bus depot, which is opposite the stations. There is a lot of crowd on the floating crowd on near these areas. Bus stop is there, then the restaurants is there. So medium priced kind of a restaurant, Udupi restaurant, or a semi fine dine which has an outdoor non-AC and an indoor AC can work very well opposite stations. But the pricing has to be pretty normal. It has to be reasonable. It cannot be high, because then the people who are traveling by railway or by bus have an affordability issue, or rather they want something which is like a quick bite, but then at the same time it should be pretty reasonable. So this is the fourth type of concept. The fifth type of concept are the highways. So you can see the highways are developing pretty well now, and people have started traveling to and fro. Let's say for example Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, Mysore, or Delhi, Gurgaon, and all those kind of locations where there is a lot of travel. People travel pretty well. So a good restaurant serving tasty food will work very well on motels. The ideal thing which you have to focus, according to me, because I have one of my restaurants called Kamath Govinda on the Mumbai Goa highway also. The ideal thing is you have to be pretty fast in the service. And secondly, the food should be tasty. It should be priced a little bit more than normal, because on highways the food cost is a little bit high, because you have to get everything on the highway and then cook it. It is not as if your restaurant is in a city area where you get a lot of vendors. So it can be a little bit on the higher side as far as pricing is concerned, but the location of your restaurant should be at some midpoint from the people who are going to come their destination. So let's say for example my restaurant is in Nagothane, that is on the Mumbai Goa highway. It is around 100 kilometers from Mumbai. So generally it takes around 2 hours for a customer to reach there, and then from there another 2 hours to reach their point, that is Mahad or somewhere in the Konkan area. So make sure that if you are selecting a location for a highway, it has to be on a midpoint while going for the client to go somewhere. You cannot open it very near to the city, because then the point of taking a rest always comes when people are tired. So make sure that you have that in mind. And the last point, the last location which came in my mind was the tourist destination. So all the tourist destinations like Mahabaleshwar, Alibag, Goa, and all these tourist destinations have a lot of people flooding in during season time. So a restaurant will work exceptionally well there. Of course, the limitations are that it is seasonal, but then the sale is pretty high compared to all the other restaurants, because then in the season people come there like honeybees. They come there, they swarm the place, and then there is no pricing issue mostly, because people don't have time to check out the prices and all. They are not regulars there, but of course quality should be given good. Word of mouth also matters. So make sure that you have that in mind while selecting your location. I'm sure you have got good idea about the location points which I have given you, and they help you to open a successful restaurant. Thank you so much for watching this video, and ask me some questions. Comment down below. Ask me questions on what more you need to know. What is the specific? What is your one single question which you would like to know? Which is a hurdle or which you think can be a problem while opening your own restaurant, and I would love to answer it. I am here to help. I am here to make your dream come true for opening your own restaurant. Thank you so much. This is Gopal Kamath signing off. Bye bye.